Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be discussing the second part of the chapter Outcomes of Democracy. Today I'll be starting with the topic Economic Growth and Development. So we can start with a question as I usually do it. The question is, explain the economic outcome of democracy. Or you can write another question, that is, explain the relationship between democracy and development. So when you talk about the relationship between democracy and development, we can divide the topic into 5 small points, because basically it carries 5 marks. So 5 points, you can note it down or you can just mark. First of all, it is said that the economic development of the country depends on some factors such as the country's population, then global situation, then cooperation from the countries and economic priorities adopted by the country. So what do we understand from this point number 1? So when we talk about this point number 1, it is said that when you talk economic development, means how are we going to earn lots of money so that we can be developed economically. So it said that our economic development basically depends on some factors, and these factors are the size of the population. Okay, because if population is big, that means we have to spend lots and lots of money. The government cannot save more amount of money for future. Okay, and it has to spend on different articles, different things which are not found in our country, like resources which are not found, or elements, things which are not found. The government have to buy it from other countries. In that way, he have to use up the fund which is there in the country, save for future use. Then global situation. If a country is situated in such a way that, or a place where it can be connected with each and every country, either with land route, sea route, or with air, that means that country is guaranteed that it can earn lots. Okay, then next is cooperation. What is our cooperation? How are we cooperating with other countries? If we are not good, if our cooperation with other countries are very bad or is very bad, then we are not going to earn, we will not get any friends, and these friends are compulsory or necessary for economic development. That is what point number 1 says. Point number 2, it is said that it is true that during our 50 years, last 50 years, dictatorship have shown slightly higher rate of economic growth. Now we all know that our country is a democratic country. Now when we compare democratic country and dictators, or the area where dictators were there, we can easily find out that the area which was ruled by dictators are far developed, or they develop faster than compared to the democratic country. So point number 3 says that in democracy, ultra rich means those who are very rich. Okay, ultra rich means there are some group of people who are so rich that they can feed a good crowd or good number of population in a country. So this ultra rich people, they are the one who enjoy a highly disproportionate share of wealth and income. They have so much that even if they don't work for 10 to 15 years, then also they can eat. The whole lineage, family, kin can eat without any problem. This type of money is earned by some ultra rich people, and this is happening because of democracy. Say that compared to dictatorship. Okay, when you compare dictatorship or a democratic country, we find that in dictators country, rich people are very less, and there is a kind of equality, we can say. But in democratic country, we are free. Whoever wants whatever they want, which business they want to do it, they can do it. If it's success, okay. If it doesn't success, then it's okay. No one questions him. But if they are successful, they'll earn lots and lots of money. So I'll not take any example. You can think about that, and you can search like what or who are these ultra rich people of India. Then our next point, that is point number 4. From this ultra rich proportionate people, there is a their share of total income to the country has been increasing, because these people are so rich that they can generate some kind of income for the country. And as they generate some kind of income for the country, it is good for the country, okay. But those who are rich, they are getting richer, but those who are poor, they earn a share of income, but that is not good enough, okay. That is not good enough that they can lead their life in a very prosperous manner in future. Then those at the bottom of the society find it, bottom of the society means what? Those who are those who belong to the poor section, okay. Now what happened to them is that they or their share or their way of living is very difficult, okay. Now they find it difficult to meet their basic needs of life, such as food, clothing and housing. Now in actual life, democracy do not appear to be successful. Remember this, in actual life. Now when you say democracies, means we are not talking only about our country. There are many democratic countries which are not successful. And if you take this thing, or if you look into it, you will know very well, okay. So here, as you can see in the book, there are some tables which are given, okay. So you can just compare yourself, like who is earning and who is not earning, okay. So now inequality of income in selected countries. Now you can just see what is going on here. Now in South Africa, you can see percentage of national income. Now it is in top 20%, bottom 20%. So South Africa 64.8 means those who are rich 64%, okay, and those who are at the bottom, they are what? 2.9%. So 20% share of national income. We are not talking about like how much they can give. Just see how much they are giving, okay. We are talking about the bottom one. Bottom means those who are at the low level. Look at their income and look at the income of the rich people. There is a huge contrast between that. Now if you look at other side, on left side, you can see rates of economic growth of different countries from 1950 to 2000. All democracies, when you say those countries which have got democratic government, look at their growth rate. Economic growth rate, it is 3.95. When you look at the area where the dictators were there, look at the growth, it is 4.42. Now poor countries who are under dictatorship, look at them, their growth 4.34, and poor countries under democracy, it is 4.28. Now the last two, that means poor countries under dictatorship or under democracy, the difference is 0.06. But if you look at the democratic regimes, and you can see there is a difference. Now point some difference also, it's a huge thing, okay. That is why it is said that economic growth and development has got some kind of relations to run the government, and all these relations can be expressed in 5 different points. Now this table was only to make you understand, okay. If you don't understand it, please share your doubts or ask your doubts directly texting me. So our next topic is reduction of inequality and poverty. So take down a question for this. are democracies based on political and economic equalities? Explain. So this is the question. So here they are asking us that democracy, is it based on political and economic equalities? If yes or if no, we have to explain it. Okay, so once again, this answer also will have 5 points, and this 5 points, as I always say, the answers are basically, or the questions are basically asked for 5 marks. If it is asked for 1 mark, any single point you can write it. I'm giving you 5 points. So point number 1 is that it is correct to state that democracy cannot reduce inequality of income between different citizens. So remember this. Okay, we can easily say that democracy cannot reduce inequality of income between different citizens. Now in India also we have so much of difference, and our country is a democratic country, so they cannot reduce that difference of earning. Let them try. As the time pass by, rich will be richer, poor will be poorer. Okay, and if the poor earns little bit more also, that does not make any changes. Okay, there is no change in his life. If he earns 5,000 more, then also what will happen is that because of inflation, his 5,000 is like zero development only, because cost of things is every year it is rising. So even if he's earning 5,000 more than the previous year, but he might be happy. But even if he is happy, he knows very well that 5,000 rupees is nothing, but it is same like the previous year's salary, because the rate of commodities are also increasing year by year, right? Then point number 2 is that democracy provides political equality, which is very correct. Okay, now when you talk about political equality, yes, we get a chance to elect our representative by voting, and there are some other rights, but it does not appear to be successful in reducing economic inequality. Okay, so it is very visible that either you are rich or either you are poor, you have to go for casting your votes. Now after casting your vote, it becomes as usual. What happened is that even if a good government is elected, then also what will happen is that there will be difference in economic structure. People cannot change the economic differences, because the rich will always have good amount of share. As in this case, you can see there is a kind of cartoon, or we can say caricature. Here you can see a big man. A big man is getting a small share, and a small man is getting a high share. Now what is this big man? The big man represent a huge population. Huge population. And you can see this side, the other side, it's what a small population of rich people. Now if you look at the huge population, their demand is more, but what they get is very, very less. And if you look at the rich people, the amount of people who are rich are very less, but they get a good share of income, right? Now when we talk about health, now this is about health. Now in this part, what is said is that who is healthy and who is not healthy. Now when we talk about this, now another part, the rich people, basically they will be healthier, because even if they have big issues, they have got money, they can be healthy by going and by diagnosing or going to a doctor and saying that this is the problem. They'll spend as much money as they like, and they will be well and fine within a month or year. But when we talk about poor section of the society, they are so poor that even the small disease they could not cure, because they have no money. So with this caricature, there can be many ideas that you can carry out. Now from this you can also carry out that, or you can just make out this sense that a large population who are there, they get a very small amount of land, and the rich population who are very limited in number, they have a huge area under control. That means once again the poor community will have to adjust with a small area, whereas rich population, they are less in number but they have got huge area, and they will have bungalows, these that many things, and they can live like a king size area and all. That is what this caricature depicts. Now if I keep on explaining the caricature, there are different views. So according to the caricature, there are many different types of ideas that you can make it out. So you can just find out this. Another things that comes out in your books are all this, okay, like ultra rich people. Now this ultra rich people always enjoy a disproportionate share of wealth and income, just we had seen in that caricature. Then at the bottom of the society, the people have a very little, or they have very less thing to depend upon. They want more, but because of their income they cannot just jump into that and get it, and in that case they have to adjust with whatever they have. Now from this small cartoon here also you can see a fellow is putting on a cloth. Now you can see this cloth has been patched from different places, and even his mouth has been patched. It means what? He is big in size. Now don't think of a person like he is rich or he is healthy. No, the huge figure shows that number of poor people are big in size, right? And even if their commodities or their need is more, they cannot. They have to they have to be satisfied, content with the commodity that they have it. So you can see, as they have to be content, they don't have money to buy it, so their mouth is shut. Means they are silent, they are happy with what they have. Whatever clothes they have, if it is torn, that means don't talk about clothes, income. Even if the income is less, they will try to maintain that life without talking, without going for any kind of fight, or going for any kind of demand, or sharing things with someone who is rich. They know it very well. Now rich people, they are becoming richer, and poor people find it difficult to fulfill even their basic needs: food, clothing and shelter. This is all about reduction of inequality and poverty. Now very easily you can make out that democracy cannot reduce inequality and poverty.